What's up everybody, Todd here. Today I'm going to show you how to install the BAKFlip MX4 on this 2022 Toyota Tundra. Now this will work whether or not your truck is equipped with the deck rail system. The tools I'll be using for this installation are a ratchet with a T30 Torx bit and a Phillips head screwdriver. Now make sure you're subscribed to our channel to stay up to date with all our latest content. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to start on the passenger side of the truck. Everything I show you on the passenger side will also be doing on the driver's side. So we're going to start out by removing the deck rail system. Now, if you do not have the deck rail system, you can skip this step, but with the deck rail system, this is a 5.5 foot bed. You're going to have 5 bolts that are holding the deck rail system to the side of the bed. Those are going to come out using a T30 Torx bit. All right, once you take out the final bolt, there's nothing holding it on this side, but on the opposite side, you got a push pin. We're just gonna kind of pry out on it and it'll pop the push pin right out. Then we can pull the push pin out of the rail and discard that. Okay, now up at the front corner, you're gonna notice we got a little bit of a gap between the bed cap and the bulkhead. And there's also a gap that follows along here. So what we need to do is clean that up and seal it off. So what we're going to do is pry up on the bottom of the bed cap. The clip that holds the bed cap in place will come loose and you can see what's going on. Now we've got a block seal that is going to adhere right up underneath here. So let's go ahead and peel off the 3M tape. All right, now I've already gone ahead and rubbed down the surface of where it's going to adhere with some rubbing alcohol so you get a really good bond. We're just going to push straight up on there. And then before we push that back down, we've also got a seal that's just kind of like a little crescent seal here. We're going to peel that off, and that is going to set right inside here. So I've also wiped down this surface with rubbing alcohol. We're going to set that seal like so, and then kind of press it in and let it draw down and block it off there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and install our bulkhead seal right on top of the bulkhead. I've already wiped down the surface with some rubbing alcohol. Where we're going to install it is on the inside edge of the bulkhead. So far away from the cab as possible, right up to the inside edge. We're going to go from the driver's side all the way to the passenger side and cut it into place. And we will also be pulling away the white protective strip on top as we go. Okay, so this is our passenger side rail. You can identify the passenger side rail because you've got a big metal tab that is on the cab side of the rail and is facing into the bed. Now what we're going to be doing is setting it up on top of our bed cap. But before we can do that, we first need to slide in some brackets. Now these are our brackets. And you'll notice the shape right up here matches the shape on the end of the rail. That's because it's going to slide into the rail. We're going to go ahead and line all 5 of the brackets up into the rail. Then once we have all 5 of them inserted into the rail, we are going to line up these brackets to the holes that held up the deck rail system and reinstall them with the factory hardware that held the deck rail system in place. Okay, now we're going to attach our factory deck rail system to our new mounts that have threaded holes. We're going to use the supplied hardware. I'm going to line up the front one and the back one before I line up the 3 center ones just so it holds it in place. Once everything is lined up, then we're going to tighten it down with a T30 Torx bolt. All right, now you can go ahead and reinstall the tie-down cleats if you wish, and go ahead and repeat the entire process on the opposite side. Okay, here is the front of our cover. This is the front panel that goes next to the cab. We've got these clip receivers. The open end faces away from the cab. It needs to line up to these holes here. Now on the back side of the holes, we're going to have some posts that come up through the back, and those are threaded posts. So once they come up through the back, we'll be able to run a screw through a clip receiver into the post. Let's go ahead and drop the screws in place. And we're going to line them up to the posts and put those in with a Phillips head screwdriver. And then go ahead and repeat the same process for the clip receiver on the opposite side. All right, now we're going to go ahead and set the cover on top of the rails and lay it down. Once we get it on the rails, we're going to go ahead and flip it back. We've got a little adhesive piece that just protects that during shipping. Now on each side, we're going to take an elevator bolt with rubber washer, push it down through the hole, and that's going to go actually through the aluminum tab in the rail. Now let's go underneath and attach it. All right, so here is where our elevator bolt is dropping down through our metal tab. What we're going to do is we're going to attach a rubber washer, flat washer, and then also a lock washer. And then once that is all lined up, we're going to take one of our included star knobs, attach that to the elevator bolt, and just get it started for right now. Do that on both sides, but don't tighten it because we still need to set the alignment of the cover. All right, now we're going to very slowly close each panel of the cover as we go. Make sure it's lined up side to side. This is going to set the alignment of the cover. All right, once we've set the alignment of the cover, go ahead and gently fold it back to not misalign the cover. And then we can go back underneath and tighten down the elevator poles. If you lean it up against the cab, make sure you're very careful not to bang the cab because we haven't installed the bumpers yet. Okay, now that we've got the cover aligned, let's go ahead and tighten down that elevator bolt with the star knob. Do that on both sides. Now you just want to get it nice and snug. Don't worry about trying to over tighten this thing. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and install our drain tubes. Now up at the top, we've got the drain cup coming out of the rail. We've got an adapter that's going to attach to that drain cup. Before I attach the adapter though, I'm going to go ahead and fit that into the drain tube. And then we're going to go ahead and run the adapter up onto the drain cup. Now my tube, you just want to run this out of the bed of the truck. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run it down through our tie down right down here just to keep it straight. And we've got a weep hole down at the bottom of the bed. I'm going to fit the tube through that weep hole and just run it out the bed of the truck. All right, now we're going to go ahead and install our rubber bumpers that come in our kit. So what I'm going to do is gently fold it forward to see where it would contact the cover. And I'm going to set the bumpers on the top frame rail of the panel. Just peel away the 3M adhesive, line it up, and stick it to it. Now I've already gone ahead and wiped down this whole surface with rubbing alcohol to get good adhesion. Well, that concludes the installation. If you found this video helpful, make sure and give us a thumbs up. If you want to know more about the product, check the link in the description below. And as always, if you have any questions, call the experts or visit us online at RealTruck.com.